All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning back in to Turnkey Projects. Glad to see you as always. As I was going into editing, I noticed that somehow I lost a couple segments and I lost my introduction to this video. So here I am after the fact, telling you about what I'm going to be doing in the past. I know, it sounds strange to me too, and I'm not the techie one. Today we're actually going to be going and picking up a Copart auction win. We're picking up a 2010 Jeep Patriot. Got it for right at the bid. I got the winning bid for $1,350, taxes and fees. I think it ended up being $1,900.26. $1,926. And we're gonna go out, get it, do the Copart experience and see what it's all about, see how it goes, and see if we picked up a little diamond in the rough. Since the video's gone, I've done a little bit of work to it, so keep watch for that coming up. Like I said, thanks again for tuning in. Remember to like, put the thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't. Either way is fine. It just lets YouTube know that you're watching, and like or don't like what you see. If you like what you see, it tends to share this to other viewers, so it gets a wider range. And it gives us a little bit more what we can do on the channel. Any comments? Feel free to share, whether they're good or bad. Just please keep it clean as always. I can take a little bit of constructive criticism, and hopefully I don't sound sarcastic when I send it back. My wife tells me I have a tendency to sound sarcastic even when I'm not trying to be. So if I do, I apologize. But sit back, enjoy, and I'm not sure if I have the outro yet or not. So stay tuned. I may be back in here. OSU. Oh, it's right there. There she is. That just kind of gives you an idea of some of the carnage that actually comes in here. Wow. I mean, this little thing right here, that's nothing compared to that. So, guys, anyone need a good parts about a 2019 Chevy truck, they've got one here. Probably only good for a motor, a transmission, and maybe a rear axle. Here, let's take a look, see what we've got. Oh, that's up close and in your teeth, isn't it? All right, we got 2010 Jeep Patriot, and looks like it's got strut damage on it. Got a window open. Got door damage. Let's see if it's got power. Nope. It's dead. I figured, and I forgot my jump box. Wow. Okay, I may have to edit this whole thing and restart it. We've got a 2010 Jeep Patriot. It's got 137,000 miles on it. It's got good Michelins all the way around it. It's got a little damage back here, which that's plastic. I could probably get that out with a heat gun. Looks like they used to use this to transport hay bales. And it's going to need a really good cleaning. Got a couple little nicks and dings and dents. Once again, need a good cleaning. This must have led a life on the farm. Smells more like cigarette smoke than it does animals, so must not have been hauling livestock. Let's look underneath the hood. We've got some damage here when he was loading it. Yep, that's a snapped strut. We got a little 4-cylinder. We don't have any other damage up here. Let's set this down real quick. It's actually somewhat clean in there. Oil's actually clean and it's full. Maybe this won't be the Pandora's box that we thought. I'm not saying anything too quickly though, because you never know. Because you never know. Yeah, let's close it up. It's even got a little. I think this will be a good little vehicle. All right, let's get her strapped up and get home. All right, guys, we'll get them strapped down. This one here, I actually had to jack it up a little bit, pull the tire out at the top and fish. I don't know how well you can see it or not. The tire basket underneath the broken strut, and then down and around. Let it down, tightening it down. You know, one of the upgrades I hope to do in the near future is upgrade to a roll-on trailer instead of a dolly. So any trailer manufacturers out there want to do a sponsorship, you know, get in touch with me, and we can definitely do something. I'll include your logo in every video, even if I'm just building Tonka toys. So let's see here, make sure. Well, I think I'm gonna have to unhook the drive shaft. Wish I knew if that was gonna lock in or not. Alright, I'm actually going to make a call and see if the parts store I used to work at has a quick strut. So let me cut the video real quick, and we'll get the title work, and we'll be on our way.
Let's go.
Made it back to the house. Safe and sound, no problem. And I've got my jump pack. Set you guys up on the pedestal here. Get you aimed in. Just saw something I don't like. Use only Chrysler CVT fluid. I think this one may be going down the road soon. Guys, I do not condone doing this type of repairs to anybody. I'm just trying to get this thing back on all four legs where I can move it around. I've got the jack supporting it on right here, and I've got one underneath here. I've just broken the wheel loose. I'm going to take it off, and we're going to get a good look at what kind of damage we've got. Let's take a look. We'll see it together. Ooh. Would you look at that? Now that was one heck of a hit. That was one hell of a hit. Looks like it's got a new control arm on it. You got Looks like everything else is still in decent shape. Looks like it was just a strut fluid that blew out everywhere. So let's go ahead and get busy. I'm going to take bolts loose up here. It's the next morning. Back out here to the Jeep. Got a little dark on me yesterday, and I didn't quite have the right wrenches on me. I did stop and get a couple wrenches, and hopefully we have what we need now to get this strut all the way out. I'll get you up on a tripod, and we'll start to get wrenching this thing out and get the new one in. Stay tuned. Alright, looks like all we needed was proper leverage. So let's try this again. I'm not going to get anywhere underneath it, being that it's not supported other than two jacks. Wow, that's on there. Unfortunately, that brake line is nicely in the way. Inconvenient. Alright, I'm getting a little bit of movement out of it. And of course, it's the whole bolt. one's not caught right. Let's see if this one will. Wow. Looks like this one's almost welded on. Right, son of a bitch. I'm starting to get pissed off now. Alright, what if we go the other way? So these things are really in there. Back this up this way a little bit so I can get the pliers on there tight. Ah, the snap of satisfaction. Should be able to spin these right out now. Mystery of another tool. Alright, we still have to figure this one out. And there it goes again. It's alright, we got the other one right here. Alright, looks like I'm in business. Finally found a Allen wrench the right size. Let's see if we can get this sucker loose. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Evidently it wasn't the right size. Well, that might mean a sawzall is in order. At this point, I'm not really all too upset if I destroy this sway bar link on the way out, because I just want to get this thing out and get the new strut in. I can replace that fairly cost efficiently. But if I don't have to destroy it, why should I? Way did it go? Alright guys, pointing in the right direction. I can get it. Alright, I'm going to lower this jack here. Take some weight off. Okay, I guess I need to go back up so I can get the tension off of that. I thought if I lowered it, it would do it. Get this back underneath it. Believe me, I don't like having this thing supported like this. It's very, very dangerous. I actually had a buddy the other day had his truck come down on him. Luckily, he had the tires already on it when the jack failed. Releasing some of the tension on that sway bar link. That should put it in a position where it's easier to come out. So I have to go up a little more. That shifted the brake. Guys, I apologize if the sound quality isn't there. I've got a lot of wind today, and if it's really bad, I'll just do a subtitle or a voiceover and let you know what's going on. There it goes. All right. Still had oil in her. Alright guys, you want to always make sure you double check these. My tabs are actually on the opposite side, so I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go in and do a little bit of research, but this is actually showing to be for the left side. So whether this was a replacement at one time, I don't know. It looks original, just judging by the amount of rust and corrosion on it. But 136,000 miles, it very well could have been replaced with the wrong one. Spring. Let me do a little bit of research. Alright guys, getting set up here. This is for a video that was lost in action. Basically just showing you how to cage the spring, get it off the strut, and change it over. I'm sure everyone's seen all these videos on YouTube where guys are um, basically breaking it loose underneath their feet and letting it fly across the shop floor and across the street and driveway. Guys, don't do that. That's just stupid. Those things are under a severe amount of pressure. Remember, they help hold your car up off the ground. So that's a lot of pressure on those springs. It's gonna hurt somebody. I've known people that have used the correct tools and still got hurt, but it's a whole lot less chance of getting hurt than doing something stupid like that. So just keep safety in mind when you do all this. I'm going to get you set up on the tripod here, and we're going to go over how to cage this up and get the upper mount off and change everything over to the new strut. All right, hold on. All right, what we've got is your basic strut tool. You're going to put one over here on one side and put that pin down to lock it in place. You're going to thread it down and snug it up on the other spring. I like to move down as far as I can. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Son of a... Alright guys, that's a good example of why you wear gloves. Nice little piece of metal sliver just ripped through my finger. Wear gloves, that way it slows it down and you're not as likely to get the slivers all the way in. As you're threading it down, just make sure you're clearing the base down here and the top up, the mounting plate up top, the bearing plate. Alright, let me go get my impact wrench. We're going to tighten these down, and then we're going to take the bearing plate off and change it over. Alright. And basically just go back and forth, tightening them, so you don't have more pressure on one side than on the other. Once you see you've got pressure off of the bearing plate, you can go ahead and pop that off. Now I like to loosen mine up while it's on the car, and that doesn't always work. But when it does, it just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to fight it, because a lot of times the shaft will sit there and spin along with it. Take the bearing plate, make sure you reuse the rubber insulator. That just keeps it metal to metal from hitting. I know I should change those out, but right now I'm just trying to keep my costs low. I can always go back in and redo it. Take that off. And we're going to reuse this boot, this insulator, and this goes. This goes away. And that's an actual part. Guys, always change them in pairs, because what you'll get is you change one, you're going to get stiff on one side. This one's got 136,000 miles on it. It's getting loose, it's worn out, and you get a lot of round to round motion where it feels more like you're on a boat on the water, and it's unsafe. So let me go get the other strut. You want to look at your bases once again. Just make sure everything's in the right spot, which these are. So you can set that one to the side. Now these will come compressed. All they do is just thread a couple times into the base. You just unthread it, extend it. I'll let it come all the way to the top, and what I'll do is I'll compress it a couple times just to get the charge set in. It's not a necessary thing. The spring will usually control all this. I just like to go ahead and make sure it's free and not binding up at all. Alright, so the bumper will go in. This is going to go in, and on this one it actually has a locator tab. So you know exactly where it has to go. And the end of your spring is going to line up right here. Just rotate that until it matches. Get that down in there. A little duck boot. This is going to sit on here. And I think at one time this did have a locator tab as well, but over time it's kind of rotted out. So we're just going to set that where it looks like it used to go. Yeah, I definitely should have replaced this. Hindsight's 20/20, guys. You know, while you're in here, you might as well do it. I just got a little cheap, and I think it's going to come around and bite me in the butt. But when you get it usually comes with a new nut. Open up, grab that out of the box. Sure, if you even have to replace these, that you get the type with a nylon lock on the inside of it. You don't want these coming loose on you going down the road. You're going to get a lot of hammering, and you can do some damage in there. So, thread that on there. I'll make sure that was a 3/4. Yep. On this one too. That's a 3/4. Bigger than that. I don't understand this. Should have a deep well on this, but I don't happen to have one on hand at the very moment. Alright, that's pretty much the gist. I'm probably going to go in and see if I can find a replacement for that. But generally, that's pretty much how you do it, guys. There's nothing to it. So back to the regular video. Alright guys, hopefully this will be the last segment I have to refilm. Getting ready to go ahead and put the strut. I've got the spring assembled, and I went ahead, I got a new strut mount and a new spring seat for it. I'm going to do the other side here later on, just because I didn't change these out when I changed the strut. Once I get this in, I'll show you the difference between what I took out and what went in. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to hang this on the inside first and get that set up, let it dangle, and I can mount the bottom. I can raise the spindle up to it. I did put a new sway bar link on it and new tie rod end, inner and outer. I didn't film it probably because there's 10,000 videos on them. And it's pretty much the same across the Dodge lines on how it's set up. So you can look up Dodge Caliber, Jeep Patriot, I think the Jeep Compass has the exact same setup. And a lot of the steering rack cars have the exact same. So let's get this hung. I'm starting to lose light, so I want to get this done fairly quick so I can get this off to editing. So let's get started. We've got new hardware for it. Bring this up. Come on, get lined up. I'm going to get these started. So I can maneuver around down here. Now, do you still have these on jack stand, boys? Remember safety. Don't follow me, guys. You always use the right tools. That's why it was going. Now those bolts are splined, so they'll actually lock in place. Now on some of these vehicles, your camber, which is your outward tilt of the wheel, is going to be controlled by these bolts, and you usually want to mark them to get it fairly close to reference when you put it back in. You always want to get an alignment done after this. I'm going to call tomorrow and make an appointment to get this lined up, probably Saturday. And this will at least be able to get you to the shop, so without tearing up the tires too bad, if you get it close to reference.
sway bar link lined up. Get that put on. That's tight. I'm going to straighten out the wheel so I can get to the bolt right here. And there. Things just keep getting better, don't they? Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night. It's starting to get a little too dark to find anything or even see anything that's going on. The timeline you're going to see is going to be in about 2 seconds. My timeline is going to be a day or 2, maybe even 3. So I'll pick this up when it's daytime and I can actually see what I'm doing. Alright guys, I know it's getting dark. It's been a couple days, but I did want to update you. I finished up getting the passenger side strut in. There was nothing really else that you needed to see on it. I did get the driver's side back out to change out the upper strut mount and the spring bushing on it. And I said I'd show you what 136,000 miles looks like and why you should always change them when you change the struts. Now, this is the original. As you can see, it's all broken up and rotted and even separating. It's no longer, this right here is where the cushion sits. The spring sits, I'm sorry. And it's really no longer doing its purpose. So this is what the new one looks like. It's got a good, thick, solid bushing. It's not going anywhere. Your upper mount, this you could probably reuse, but with all the rust on it and the price, it's kind of a no-brainer. And then you have, it comes with new hardware, so if you're rusted and all that, it's a must. And this is your bearing plate right here. This is what actually turns the strut. This is where it pivots. And this one here is it's gummy, it's cracked, it's not working very well. So changing these out is going to affect your steering, make it a whole lot better, a little bit more responsive. You really want to change out your springs when you're changing this, but it's not always necessary. Like I said, I don't know if this vehicle's in the cards to keep for a long term or not. So I just wanted to, cheap out a little bit, so to speak. But when you're changing the strut, definitely change these upper mounts. It's going to make a world of difference. It's going to ride quieter. It's not going to have a hammering noise in there. I did get my inner and outer tie rods changed out and the sway bar links changed out. So the front of this is going to ride beautiful. I've got rear struts for it. If you guys want to see me do that, just drop a comment in the comments below. Let me know. If not, we'll go ahead and just change them out. I have put about 300 miles on it up to this point, and I'm actually impressed with it for just being under $2,000. It's a good little vehicle. I don't have any problems with the CVT transmission. It shifts nice. It does have some characteristics that I don't particularly care for, but there's nothing I can really do about it. And overall, I think it's going to be a good little vehicle to have around for a little while. Being that it's got a salvage title, it may not be, I may not make much money on it if I sell it right now, so I think my value is going to come out of use. We'll drive it, this winter, use it as a winter vehicle, so Ponytails, the Mustang, doesn't have to be out in the snow and ice and leave the wife stranded. And this will be a good little get around car for her. She's been wanting a small SUV, so it worked out perfect. I got my feet wet in Copart, which, you know, was a good experience. So did we do good on the vehicle? I think we did. Will I do it again? Yeah, probably. I'm always looking for the next project. So let me get it buttoned up, guys. I've still got to get it down to get an alignment on it. I'll probably do that the next couple days. But stay tuned. I did a bunch of repairs on it after I started the original video for this. And that'll probably be a two-part series. It's dealing with with the back end. So there's a reason we named it Pandora. So guys, thanks again for watching. You know, if you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the share button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It goes a long way, and I appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys. God bless.
Your time's coming up.